Hello, Erika, and welcome to your reading. I would like to start out by thanking you for being so patient with me. Um, to be completely honest with you, I got pretty wrapped up in life the last few days um, and was reading a lot for a friend of mine that is in a weird place. So I was feeling pretty psychically exhausted and just wanted to make sure that um, I could provide the best possible messages for you, the most clear and the most um, accurate messages. So just thank you again for being so patient and understanding with me. I really appreciate it. And thank you again for even reaching out to me because that does mean a lot. Um, it really makes my soul feel so fulfilled to have the privilege to provide this service for people. So thank you again. Um, yeah, and so you did not tell me really anything that you'd like to specifically know, which I think that this will be really fun to just sort of see what comes up. I'm really excited to read for you. And I am planning on going maybe a little bit longer for you since you have been so patient with me. We'll just see what comes up, if it is something that is a little bit more straightforward, I don't want to get redundant either. So, um, yeah, yeah. So, I have cleansed all of the cards, purified the energy, and welcomed in your spirit guides, but I will do it one more time out loud just to ensure. I call forward now the highest beings that be, the angels, the archangels, and the ascended masters that wish to assist Erika on her path of greatest fulfillment, joy, and lasting prosperity. May the messages conveyed be clear, concise, and easily understood. And may this whole reading contribute to the greatest good of all beings everywhere, now and always. So be it. Beautiful. So we are starting with this beautiful oracle deck. I ask Erika's guides or whoever would like to help her most right now to flow through me and these cards to tell her about the main theme of this reading. What is the theme of this reading? Oh, that one almost fell out. What card was that? Money. Okay, so maybe this will have to do with abundance, potentially. What's the most important message for Erika right now? The most important message. Enlightenment. We have enlightenment. Archangel Gabriel. Choices. What is the most important message for Erika right now? It almost feels like they're like fighting over which message. The most important message for Erika's greatest good and the greatest good of all beings everywhere, now and always. The most important message. The most important message that will be a theme of this reading. Vacation has come up a few times. I don't know if you're planning on taking a trip. Face your fears has also come up a few times. You might be hesitant, maybe about money. Enlightenment has come up again. So maybe you're looking to take a trip to a very spiritual place, seeking enlightenment. It's the most important message or theme for Erika right now. There you go. And you have face your fears again at the bottom. Release the power of fear. and legends at the top. Learn from those who inspire you. So already before looking at this card, I have found it a really fun exercise in the past to make a list of all of the friends, family, famous people, people that I've met, whatever it may be, that I admire, and to write down each quality of them that I admire, so that I can then look and see, how can I embody, this more in my life. So that's kind of random, but it can be something fun. So, I just got shivers up my spine. So you are being divinely guided by Archangel Raphael. Oh my gosh, my nose is I was gonna sneeze. Goodness. This is a very potent energy. It's affecting my whole body right now. Archangel Raphael is the provider of healing for mind, body, and spirit. So maybe like if you are thinking about taking a vacation, or looking for that enlightenment, or maybe you're going through a phase of enlightenment. Personally, I think that enlightenment happens throughout our whole life. We'll get these glimpses of divine inspiration that lasts for a while, and then we have another one. But yeah, Raphael is here right now helping you heal in some way or another. And I think it has to do with fear, because fear came up a couple of times during that. So definitely Raphael is here. I feel healing like an old way of viewing things, I feel like an old belief system, I feel like is what Raphael is healing. And that can, body, mind, and spirit are all connected. So it could be an idea in your mind that's manifesting or being maybe encouraged through something physical, like a habit of sorts. And then maybe you feel it in your spirit as like a lack of faith, even though you want to have faith and you do have faith. But I feel like it's like something in the mind with fear is preventing the full beautiful expression of what you are. And it's interesting because you told me already that you're in a really good spot. So I feel like this might be the final roadblock where like you can see all of the beauty and the prosperity and the blessings in your life. And through recognizing those, that's what will heal the final roadblock. And that's what will usher in this like new, beautiful, reborn phase with the butterfly here. It's like you're like a happy caterpillar in the cocoon still. And it's like you feel so good that you don't even realize that you're still in the cocoon. So something you can ask yourself too is like, how can it get any better? Right? Like if everything is already so good, how can it get better than this? Okay. I'm going to read what that booklet said as well. Archangel Raphael, provider of healing for mind, body, and spirit. I'll show it to you again. He is one of God's holy angels whose role is to minister to God and his people. Raphael, which means God heals, bestows divine healing and miracles to people and animals upon the earth. For those of you who want to become healers, doctors, and care workers, it is comforting to know that you have an almighty angel ready and waiting to be of service. Summon Raphael to your side if you are in need of healing and support. He encourages you to surrender negative thoughts and replace them with forgiveness and love, as this will encourage your recovery and honor you with inner peace. Your mantra is, I feel love and healing and surrender negative thoughts. Yeah, that's so beautiful. So you could be a healer. I don't necessarily intuitively feel that, but it could be that. But I really think it is like healing the fear, since that came up so many times while I was shuffling that deck. So what archetypes is Erika embodying at this time? I have the Hermit. So again, we're in quarantine right now, so you might just feel like a hermit all holed up in your home. habit. You might be recognizing addictive behavior, and that might be what's creating the fear in you as well. I might use that to numb something. Child of nature. Gossip, queen, and warrior. So, the gossip. I'm going to read the light attributes since they all came up, right? The gossip awakens consideration for the feelings of others, honoring trust. So, maybe with this, you've played the role of like hearing gossip from friends, and maybe you're the one who, plays devil advocate, like, well, you don't know what this person's going through. You never, you can't judge someone when you don't know the whole story, and it's likely that you don't know the whole story. You might be playing that role, and that's why you have here the queen, which radiates the regal feminine and uses her benevolent authority to protect others. So, and I feel like this might be why you have so many blessings in your life too, because you play the role of this very like confident, like you're not afraid to disagree with people, but in a way that is compassionate, like almost defending the underdog and making sure that, people are being respected, and that in turn gains you respect. And next to that, we have the warrior, which is strength, skill, discipline, and toughness of will. Heroism, stoicism, and self-sacrifice in conquering the ego. So wow, I definitely feel like you have gone through an enlightenment of sorts. I definitely think that with this healing card too, that you would not have stepped into this powerful energy had you not gone through a lot yourself. That is why you have the power that you have now. Because instead of rolling in the pain, you've allowed yourself to open up to a better possibility. You've said to yourself, I don't want anyone else to feel this way, so I'm going to make sure that I do what I can to ensure that, whether that is standing up for someone in conversation, standing up for someone physically, and tapping into the humility that comes with being the warrior. The strongest warriors are the ones that can be humble and, release control. And that is what that conquering the ego is talking about. It also says heroism there. So definitely, like, I feel like you've been the hero for some people. And even if it feels like a small feat, like defending someone in conversation, it is actually much grander than you can understand, because that comes from a place of love, of Christ consciousness, of respect and reverence for, other beings. And that's just so beautiful. The energy that's coming out of this is just so just warm and kind and caring. Especially with this, definitely I feel like you're very caring. I don't know if you sent your birthday to me, but you might have like Cancer in your chart. Not too much of it though, because I feel like you also have like some kind of fire to balance it with the queen and the warrior here, and like being able to still stand up for people. It's almost like you have your feminine and your masculine very balanced, so you can be very nurturing and compassionate, but at the same time you can also be very confident and powerful in the way that you speak and behave, and it's definitely seen and admired by others. People see that because it's something very rare. It's rare to see somebody who is so unconditionally kind and respectful, even if it means disagreeing with someone that you love and care about. Goodness. That is a gorgeous energy. So I'm going to put these over here. Eat a couple blueberries. And I'm just going to keep being pretty vague until, if I feel like I need to clarify something. So, what's another message that is really important for Erika to hear right now? What's a theme? Or, um, hmm. What's a message that Erika's guides really want her to know right now? Or, okay, how about this? What's a message that Raphael, there it is, wants you to know right now? So Yang in reverse. I feel like Yang in reverse. You may need to balance the divine masculine within yourself just because you may have been a little bit more stagnant lately. I only say that because of quarantine. So your willpower and your confidence maybe a little bit less right now. Your drive and your motivation, maybe a little bit less. It's quite possible that it could stem from an external circumstance. Like, you might be somebody of very potent energy, but somebody that you're around may be, because I get that you are very nurturing, and sometimes people can latch onto that energy when they need it, and that doesn't mean that they're malicious, but just that they need that nurturing energy. And I feel like it can be draining for you. Like, there is some kind of circumstance that drains you that you're turning your back on. Because if you can see, like, Raphael here is like turned away from this like drained solar plexus energy and like looking towards this like peaceful warrior that is standing up for others and confidently holding their ground and defending the little guy and making sure that there's justice. If the justice card comes up later, I'm gonna freak out. But I feel like, yeah, that's like the transformation that you're going through right now, again with this butterfly. It's like what you're looking at now is what empowers you and is what ignites your soul and is what inspires you and what makes you feel good, if that is defending someone or something. Just because with the gossip card, I keep thinking that like you've defended someone and you felt how good it felt to do that. And that could be like defending animals through like a vegetarian or vegan diet. It could be standing up for a friend. It could be, I don't know, like you could, go to get groceries or something and see a fight and you could, be there to break it up. Like that's a little bit more intense, but, and it's not defensive. It's like defensive in the most beautiful way, it's like you protect the innocent. Yeah, it definitely feels like, even though I would like put Gabriel more as like protector of the innocent, I feel like that's what you've done, which has allowed, like through your healing, you're able to do that for others now. And, as you aligned your energy more with that, you've become more conscious of that which does not resonate with it. And that's what would, drain you. And you may, like, as you have become more conscious, you've become more aware of that person, place, thing, whatever. That, and again, if this is with like defending animals, I just got deja vu. If this is with like defending animals, like with diet or something, this thing that drains you could have literally been a diet choice. Like this could be taken a lot of ways, truly. And that in itself is transforming you. I feel like that could be like a strong potential here because this is like a very earthly card. Like there's animals here, there's a tree and like flowers and It's really quite beautiful. So yeah, definitely that's like the transformation that you've been in. I feel like you're like in the midst of it, and maybe this is just, they're trying to make it clear to you what's happening, is really what it feels like. Like this is present moment. You're in, like, and especially we just had the full moon in Scorpio, which I was feeling it more in Libra and Scorpio following it, but what I got from that is like Libra is a very innocent sign and is very much about justice and balance. And so perhaps over the last week, something happened in which, you brought that justice somehow. And Scorpio was about transformation, so that would have followed it in the couple of days after that. And that might have been like a transformational experience for you then, like to see how good it feels to bring justice. Yeah. And so through that transformation, you're now leaving behind this thing that drained you before. And whatever comes to your mind first is what it is. And actually, I'm going to ask this tarot. Actually, I'm going to ask this other tarot because I was going to go in order. So, what is Erika leaving behind that maybe was draining her in the past? What is Erika leaving behind that may have been draining her? What is Erika leaving behind that was draining? The waiting game. So this could be like over planning. Like maybe this could be like even that fear mindset of feeling like you have to plan out every move and have like every step you're going to take for the next 5 years already be there, Two of Wands. Waiting. It could be, oh yes, I think that this is it. So when we're thinking too much about the future or too much about the past, it pulls us out of the present moment and drains our energy. So in the past, you may have been pulling yourself out of the present moment somehow. And it could be for like making plans with someone, making plans for yourself, thinking that you need to have a plan. You could have felt like you were just waiting for this moment to arrive. And what you're realizing is that the moment is here. It has arrived. You're in the here and now. And that's why it feels so good. Okay. So what is the present energy that Erika is finding herself in? What's the present energy for Erika? Whoa, that's so many. Spiritual union is here and the sun is here, so you could be, you could maybe have just met somebody. I'm not going to read all these cards because that's way too many, but you may have just met somebody who really inspired you, and I love the card that just came out. So this card, it looks pretty negative, right? But my friends and I just discovered a new name for this card as of yesterday. And I actually was going to paint over this and change the words, but I don't have acrylic paint. I only have watercolor. We changed this from conflict and defeat to light and dark. As you can see, there's a candle even in the darkness. And this might be, it's interesting that this came from the present moment when you said like you're feeling really great in general. But the vibe that I got from this is, you see how this guy has his hands on these other guys on the wall, and then they're running up the stairs. This feels like a very high vibrational spiritual person who already did the work climbing the stairs to enlightenment before. And then they came back and they helped other people, and they maybe descended to their depths in order to help raise other people up. And then maybe became depleted in the process, and that's why they're finding themselves at this low point again. But the flame is still there. The flame is still there, and what's beautiful about it is because this person helped all these other people, they will come back and help him, whether it's through the actual people that you helped, like specifically, or just the spirit of God or Christ consciousness, or whatever you want to call it that lies within us, returning the favor karmically. And so if you're reaping rewards right now, that's what it is that you have some really lovely karma because of the way that you have helped others to rise above. I feel like you definitely embody this healing Raphael energy, definitely, through the way that you help people and inspire people, and you have wisdom. This says stoicism, so it's like you have this very strong, wise energy that's really helpful to people, and you've helped people in the past to overcome so much. So of course you'll get it all back. Of course you'll get it all back. And I think too, oh my gosh, okay, so again with like the quarantine, right? A lot of people have seen quarantine as like a negative happening, and with light in dark, because I'm not reading it as conflict and defeat anymore. I just can't see this photo like that anymore. It's like you are one of those people who sees this as an opportunity rather than a roadblock. Like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. I can finally stay home and do everything that I've been wanting to do but putting off because I've been too busy all these years. Like, that's more so your mindset. You're definitely seeing the silver lining. I really think that that's what this is trying to say. The karma thing too, but seeing the silver lining. And that comes from your wisdom. It comes from the way that you experience darkness and light and the rise and fall and karma in the past. You become conscious of this, and you know that this is for the greatest good. And so you might be helping other people heal too, that fear mindset. And I think you've overcome fear, actually, because every time I saw it in that deck, it was in reverse. So it's like fear is gone from your consciousness. And that's how you're also inspiring others now. Yeah. Yeah, and I feel like, you're going to come out of this too in such a positive place. And I feel like that's why you're also feeling so good right now, because you can see where this is leading you. You've released the fear, you have the faith, you're connected, you're healed, you're transforming, you're leaving that old stuff behind of not being in the present. You're seeing the silver lining. You can see that all of this is playing out exactly the way that it was best for you. And so where is it leading? Where is this leading to for Erika? Is it? Oh my God. Okay, so you have prosperity begins. This is like a new physical thing. This could be a job. This could be a partnership because you have the two hands. But it's a seed that you've planted. It's something that you've been growing, that you've been working on, that you've been wanting to see come to fruition. And what is it revolving around? We have spiritual strength, the Nine of Wands. This is definitely going with what I was just saying about your greatest strengths come from your greatest pain. So where you've experienced pain in the past, you've completely come through it, and now you're able to help other people through that. And that's so inspiring for the people who know you, because they're like, wow, how does she know all this? And it's like, because you lived it, you know. and that goes along with the karma thing too. Like it just feels like you've put in your karmic work, you've done all the lessons, and you're through it now, and you're moving on to bigger and better things. The final thing was to come into the present moment. You left behind just waiting for something to happen. You saw the silver lining. Oh my God, you saw the silver lining in this opportunity to be still and to have time to do what you love. And you came into the present. You chose to be here now. You chose to listen to the wisdom that you've gained over all of these years. You've channeled it productively. And now you can expect a harmonious beginning, a symbiotic start. This is the Lover's card. This could be like a relationship, because you have also here like the two hands. This could be a divine partnership. It could be also a business partner that would, I feel like this is specifically a person or a group of people who will balance your energy just perfectly. Like where your strengths are will be their weaknesses, and where your weaknesses are, their strengths will be. And so you'll help each other grow in the way that, as you're inspired by each other, where you might be feeling weak, you'll become strong because you are inspired by how your partners are. And where, in the same way, where you're strong and they're weak, they'll be inspired by you and they'll choose to embody that more. So this is such a beautiful message, Erika. It's like, because you're living in your authentic space. I feel like I seriously feel like I had a dream months ago that I was doing this whole reading for you, because I keep getting like minutes at a time of feeling like I've read this before. So this is really potent. But oh my God, yeah, it's like the work that you've put in, you have like you've shown the spiritual strength now. And so now you can live your Dharma. You've been living your Dharma, but this is just a powerful confirmation that because you're living in your truth, your Dharma, you're attracting those living in their truth and their Dharma who are destined to meet you. You're destined to work together. Or be in a relationship. You're destined to assist each other. It's like, instead of like being the person that's helping people up, you're both helping each other up. Or you're all helping each other up if there's more people. And it's effortless. It's like effortless joy and harmony because you're in your truth. It's purely symbiotic. You've cultivated it within yourself. You've reflected it into your surroundings. And so now you'll be rewarded with it. If we get the Judgment card too, I'm going to freak the frick out. Yeah, okay. So what's the... Well, okay, Justice is at the bottom. What form will the Ace of Pentacles, Nine of Wands, and the Lovers come in for Erika? What form will it take? What form will this beautiful future take? Oh my God. So that's really interesting, because I see this as the sun and the moon. So you have the sun behind your head, and you have the sign of Leo, which is a fire sign. And then you have the moon, which is like quite literally the moon. You have fire and water here. This is like alchemy. This is like pure alchemy, because it's like, while you embody the moon, the compassionate energy that I was talking about before, like the motherly, and a lot of people, they'll read the moon in kind of a negative context, but I almost never see it that way. Maybe because I'm like Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, which are all very like embodied in this card. So I feel like it's a really positive card. I feel like this is a perfect balance of the Divine Mother and the Divine Father within yourself. And again, it's like pure symbiosis that as you've cultivated this in yourself, you'll attract this now in your relationships, all of them, which is why you might be leaving some behind. Because these relationships were just there to pull you out of the present moment and distract you. It was like you had nothing else to do, or you were too exhausted to do it, and so you entertained this, but it was just that. It was just to keep your mind away from the present, away from the internal symbiosis. This was like seeking it from outside, even subconsciously, and this is like the symbiosis is inside, the balance is inside, and so now you'll attract it in all that you do. What I was saying before that I kind of got off track though is, expanding on that you are able to hold this compassionate energy, this unconditional loving, this intuitive and sensitive and mystical energy while being confident and powerful and wild. This is like such a beautiful fire water alchemy of like you bring like the steam. That steam can purify people. It's steamy and like it can ignite them. It can inspire them. And I feel like this is also having strength in your convictions, listening to your gut feeling, listening to what your intuition is telling you, following your instinct where you're being guided, tapping into the signs and the synchronicities and knowing that it's the truth. And that's where the faith is coming from, because you have this balance and it's like, okay, I have this internally now. My body is my home. The present moment is where I dwell. And so anything that comes to me will also be of this vibration. You may also be creative, because Leo and Pisces are both really creative signs. So you may have been channeling creativity. Okay. That is gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. Where and what signs and symbols can Erika look for messages and guidance for her greatest good and that of all beings everywhere, now and forever? Where can Erika look for messages from Spirit? That's too many. Where can Erika look for messages from Spirit? Where can Erika look for messages from Spirit? And ask just one more. Look at how far you've come. Oh my God, look at how far you've come in healing yourself. I just cut it on this. Honor how far you've come and heal thyself. Definitely. This wounded warrior energy keeps showing up. I definitely feel like, I'm like wanting to cry. I feel like you've gone through so much. Yeah, I'm like in tears right now. I don't know if that's hitting you the same way. But yeah, like, I am so sorry for whatever happened to you. I don't think I've reacted this emotionally to any reading I've actually ever done. But I feel like I'm picking up on the pain that you have felt.
I think you know that it's for the greatest good already, but I still want you to know that I'm sorry that you had to go through it. That may have been why you were not wanting to be in the present moment and using these, whatever it was. It could be substances, people, um, just like things that weren't, mindful. So you didn't have to think about it and feel it. Oh my God. I almost want to show you my face right now. Like I'm literally like bawling over here. I'm so sorry. Okay. Um, is there anywhere else that Erika can look for guidance from her spirit guides? Oh man, that was really intense. You got through it though. You got through it for sure. Okay. So where you can look for spirit, you have celebrity, bridge, internet, ceremony, and money. So if you see these symbols in your dreams, pay attention. Pay extra close attention to them. Celebrity, shine like the star that you are. What this card tells me is that you may become pretty well known for whatever your work is or your influence is, and that will influence people in a positive way. That's also why you're so protected right now, because your message is really important, because it is unselfish. It's not just for you, it's for everybody, because you also want them to feel the same healing. Okay, then we have bridge. It says stay strong and remain connected to what is important to you. So seeing bridge there, you could also be somebody who is connected with other realms, and I feel like you're somebody who allows spirit to speak through you. You've sort of handed yourself over to the divine, and that's why you can, play this role of peaceful warrior and defender for people, because you live in love. And so when you speak or act, you are letting love work through you. Next, you have internet. It says embrace the fact that you are the world. I think you have done that. Like, you recognize that everything that you see is a reflection of yourself. And so you choose to see the best in it. You're also connected to everyone and everything, and I think you're aware of that too. You might get a connection. So you might get a connection while you're on the internet that will be really helpful for you, so look out for that. Or like randomly on a bridge, if you have to like cross the bridge to get to the grocery store, or like to go for a walk, or like visit a friend, or like go to work, whatever it is. Something about like you might meet someone on that bridge, or it could be the metaphysical bridge, like crossing over from this energy of imbalance and lack of presence, to full presence, balance, symbiosis. It might be this significant person, offers you something as you're on this like I'm picturing like a rainbow bridge. Okay. Next, you have ceremony. Honor how far you've come. So I feel like to contact your ancestors and your guides, there might be. I immediately thought of my friend, like to honor her ancestors, will put out like food And not just food that you don't want, but like when she cooks for herself, she'll make extra and prepare a plate for her ancestors. And so if you want their assistance, you could do something like that. Or to just have an invoking ritual or ceremony where you can thank them. Maybe even building an altar if you don't have one already, where you might put up photos of ancestors or loved ones who have passed, um, to invoke their energy, or goddesses or deities or gods that you'd like to um, embody their energy. It might be helpful to like find figurines of them, or like angels too, like this little angel up here, um, and choose to invoke them, and really put more intention and energy into that. If you like more connection with them and more guidance and assistance, that's like the physical way of like bridging the gap too, knowing that we're all connected. That symbolic gesture will show them that you're open to continually receiving their support. And then next we have money. Discover the source of your true power. So you may want to do even a money spell. Um, oh my god, it all makes sense. So my whole setup here changed today from what it usually is. Um, I now have a prayer plant in the middle, so like praying to your guides again. But usually I'm burning like a white candle, and today I burnt like today, I mean literally moments before I turned the camera on to start your reading, I started burning like a seafoam green candle that my mom gave me maybe a week ago using a green lighter. And I remember thinking, this is interesting that there is like two green things. Like I just got that lighter today, have never lit this candle, don't have another green candle. So I feel like that's maybe like a sign that maybe if you're struggling with money, to invest in a green candle, do a ceremony, ask for your guides to help you. And I know it might seem um, like it doesn't make sense to waste food by preparing food for them, but I really strongly got that message that that would be showing the universe that you are living in a state of abundance and that you have enough to go around, and sharing it with those energetic planes will welcome in more of that, because you're giving to spirit and to your guides who are assisting you energetically, and so you'll receive more. It says discover the source of your true power. So yeah, what are what is the most important advice? Oh my god, I split it at the warrior. That is so wild. We already have the warrior up here too. What is the most potent advice for Erika from the guides who wish to assist her in her highest, most joyful purpose for the greatest good of all beings everywhere? What is the advice for Erika? It's the most potent, divine advice for Erika that she needs to hear right now. Okay, this one came up before, so I'm going to do that one. I welcome Erika's guides to pull out one more card if they would like to. No, I think that's it. Honesty, you might need to speak your truth. What do we have at the bottom? Lust. I think maybe you've overcome lust. Maybe that was the thing in the past that was draining your energy. Like you were connecting to like, what's this? There's like a succubus, an incubus. So like you may have connected with like that in the past through like a lower vibration. Like you may have dipped into it briefly and then, been pulled into this energy in the past that like drained you, and it was just to like escape the present moment. And I feel like you've totally let that go now. And you're being honest with yourself. Beautiful. I am going to read this one from Le Book. Number 43 might be significant to you. This is so beautiful. She's like lit up from the inside by the healing waters. It says, "This is the symbol for deep and true comprehension." All right, already I feel like it's kind of tying in with this, like understanding the deep and intricate web that weaves all of existence together, and choosing love and compassion, because you understand that when you choose that for yourself and you choose to view others in that way, choosing to view others in that way is choosing to view yourself in that way, and choosing to treat yourself in that way is choosing to treat others in that way. Immediately, that's what I got here. So the book says, "It is one thing to read something or to hear something, but it is another thing to truly understand something. You are being asked to keep an open mind and heart, and to allow yourself to absorb information as you receive it. Be open to the wisdom that can come only with time, patience, and perspective. Try to get outside yourself and imagine what it is like to walk in someone else's shoes. To understand is to have power. To understand is to have power. To understand and have compassion and walk in someone else's shoes is to have true power. The peaceful warrior. The peaceful warrior. The pain and the overcoming. The dark and the light. The dark and the light. The light and the dark." Oh my gosh, it's just like this whole reading has just been spiraling. All right, and how I just laid this down, I feel like this is what it is. Like, as you've gone to the depths, as you've explored through the darkness and all the heaviness that you've experienced, you found the light. And that's why you still have it now. That's why you have this understanding, because you've been at rock bottom. You've had the dark night of the soul. And now you get it. It's love. It's harmony. This is the lovers. This is God. This is like embodying the love of God. Again, I don't know, like, if you're like spiritual, I wouldn't say that I'm religious at all, but I really do believe that what people call God is really the vibration of love, of pure unconditional love for all that you encounter, human, animal, plant, any being, to embody the highest vibration of love, because you know what it's like to feel pain. And that's what it was there to teach you. That's what that candle is in the darkness. That's what led to your understanding, to your enlightenment. It was the pain that triggered it all. So it gave you your spiritual strength. Why you can be a peaceful warrior. Oh my God, this is so beautiful. Okay, is there anything else? Is there anything else that Erika's guides and the high angels that we, or specifically Archangel Raphael, would like to tell Erika? Is there anything Raphael specifically would like to remind Erika or tell Erika? Is there anything Archangel Raphael would like to tell Erika? This is the same, oh no, it's not. Five of Wands. Western Anemone. All right, so this is really interesting. Five of Clubs is like conflict and fighting. I feel like this is relating to this. Like, I feel like this might be embodying a person. They might live like west from you because it's like Western and enemy. That's interesting. But it's like this conflict from the past is what allowed you to grow, is what I'm getting. Is there anything else from Raphael? One more shuffle. No? I feel like it's been pretty clear and concise. Like this was like specifically these cards together. These four cards. I feel like could embody the whole reading. Plunging to the depths of your soul to gain enlightenment, and then finding that strength that comes with true love and compassion. I feel like that's what you most need to know. I thought about, I have like this bowl with like random letters and like written stuff on it, but I feel like you don't even need it. I just got a ringing in my left ear. Okay, I'll see if there's like, I'll pull like one piece of paper. What's the one piece of paper that Erika could use? Go outside. Okay. Try to get out for a walk if you can. That'll help ground you and help you heal. It makes sense too. Raphael has all this nature on him. Okay. So that is all that I have for you, Miss Erika. This was such a beautiful reading. And it's sort of like, while it did kind of reiterate the same thing over and over and over again, it just felt like it was spiraling in such a beautiful way. Like, in just the way that you needed to hear. Just like, this is literally the card I was looking for and it was cut there. It felt like this. Like, we started out here and each card just brought us closer and closer and closer and closer and closer to this truth that I feel like you already know. Okay, so, and you have Blessed here, Unfinished Symphony. This is really beautiful. This is like, your guides are definitely here helping you. And you might have, oh, that's interesting. You have Unfinished Symphony and Never-Ending Story. So, oh my god, this reminded me of the movie. I told one of your friends to watch this too. You should watch it. It's so good. Good for that inner child. You may have a project that isn't quite finished, or like something that you feel like is never going to end, or maybe like a little bit of unfinished business. And I think your guides are just wanting to tell you to tend to that. I was actually going to ignore this card until I saw that this one was here as well. So there might be like one more conversation that needs to be had as you move forward. That is karmic. It's like a karmic cycle. This is what it is. Whatever this brought to your conscious mind. Message in a bottle behind it too. So yeah, there might be like a lack of communication, and that conversation needs to be had, I feel like, to fully move on. Even if that means like writing a letter and not sending it, just to have that closure with yourself could be really good. So yeah, this was really beautiful. Your energy is precious, and I really hope that you will get back to me about how this resonated, because this, that pain that you went through felt really intense in my emotional body, and I feel like that is just why you can be this like sweet and strong energy that you are. That's why you've gained the spiritual strength. So thank you again so much. Oh my gosh, this deck was cut.
might get rewarded. See if you, in your dreams, see if you dream of like being given an award and pay attention to what you're being awarded for, because that might be a strength of yours. Okay, now actually, I feel like that's finally it. I wish you the best. Know that you are divinely guided and protected. I feel like 3 or 4 very, very stoic spirits here with me for you. I feel like 1 or 2 of them are like wearing robes, and then the other like 1 or 2 are a little bit less clear for me, but you're not alone. You have Raphael with you. Call on Raphael if you need strength in healing. Um, and know that you are the embodiment of harmony and love and compassion, and you are attracting symbiosis into your life at every moment, through every thought, action, and word that you speak. You are attracting symbiosis. That'd be a really good mantra for you. So thank you again, Erika. I hope that this reading resonated with you, and I wish you so many blessings moving forward. Okay, I almost forgot to. Before I started your reading, I kept getting something about the root chakra needing to be balanced, which is like feeling safe. So I think that's why I pulled that thing about going in nature. That'll really help you. And maybe this helped you feel grounded before, but you're needing to find um, new, more balanced ways of doing that. So just wanted to add that in there. It felt significant. If you don't know about the root chakra and like ways to help it, you can find that information online. So thank you again. Hey Erica, I'm back again. I just wanted to let you know that in the Oracle deck, these 2 cards were crowning and below the deck, and I didn't notice this before, but what it tells me is that this new connection that's coming into your life, I guess this kind of goes back to what I was saying, but it's based in the heart center, um, seeing the truth in others and recognizing that truth is the essence of God and of love, and choosing to reflect that in all of your interactions. So with this and the lovers, it could be like, honestly, this could be like a twin flame, or a soulmate. Um, but really, it's like the namaste energy of honoring the truth in everyone that you encounter, and through that, attracting this harmonious, loving relationship into your life. So, and it makes sense with all the green, like I was saying, maybe with like the money spell. I think maybe you've been asking for love, and this is an auspicious sign that it is coming. So, yeah, that's so beautiful. Thank you again.